In this video, I'll talk about the side hustles I do that make me an extra $500 a week. First things first, let me make it really clear. A side hustle is not the same as passive income. Side hustle is something where you still have to exchange your time for money or other services, whereas passive income is something that gives you money even while you sleep. Example, rent coming in from an investment property or dividends from stock investing. So my number one side hustle is driving for Uber. I cannot be grateful enough for Uber because without Uber, there was no way I could afford and save for the house that I'm currently living in. With Uber, I can make between $400 to $600 working on the weekend. This is of course before any taxes, before any fuel or any other running cost. The great thing with Uber is you meet some really cool people. At the same time, you can make some good friends. To be safe and really secure, what I do is I park up before 8 p.m. This way, I don't have to deal with any drunk people. I mostly drive in the day and I meet some really cool tourists. To sign up for Uber, it's really easy. All you need is a half-decent car, Australian license, which is at least a year old, and a clean criminal record. I really feel like driving for Uber is the best way to make some extra cash on the side. Nothing beats Uber. It doesn't feel like a job and it's so much fun to drive. My side hustle number 2 is DoorDash. The reason I started doing DoorDash is I felt like a lot of people were doing Uber and I wanted a bit of a change. With DoorDash, the money isn't good, but I can still make up to $500 a week. And again, this is before any running costs for car or bicycle. To sign up for DoorDash, it's really easy and you don't even need a car. You can do it on a bicycle, but I still tell people to do DoorDash in a car. Reason being, it saves you from shitty weather, plus it saves you from other rash drivers. The benefit with DoorDash is I have to get out of the car every time to pick up an order and deliver it to the customer. This means that I'm actually physically moving. Whereas compared to Uber, I was always just sitting in a car and the only time that I got out was to take a leak or when I was going home. DoorDash is a double benefit because I'm getting paid and I'm also staying fit. My side hustle number 3 is renting out rooms. I'm lucky enough to live in a 4-bedroom house. What I do is I live in the ensuite and I rent out the other 3 rooms. I rent out each room for about $200 a week. So at the end of the week, I make close to $600. Now mind you, this $600 is before any utilities or electricity or water costs. So I find really cool people on flatmates.com.au and I meet up with them. If I feel like I'm having a connection with them, then yes, I ask them to move in. But if I feel like I have no connection with them, then I just go and meet with the next one. It's kind of like dating, but for renting out rooms. I've made an agreement with the people I live with is that I never have to worry about cleaning any common areas or doing the lawn. I'll look after everything and all they have to do is make sure they clean their own rooms. That's it. I keep the bins out, I do the lawn, I keep all the common area clean, and this way everyone's happy because they feel like they're living in a house instead of any other random share houses. I don't know if you've lived in share houses, but back when I used to live in share houses, there was always a cleaning roster and there was only like one fridge where 5 other people had crammed their stuff in. So I made a decision then that if I ever have a house and if I ever rent out rooms, I'll always make sure that there's 2 fridges and all other extra utilities so that everyone's happy and it doesn't feel like any other share house to them. What I also do is I remember each and everyone's birthday who lives in the house, and whenever it's birthday, I give them a small present so that way they're happy. Is because I feel like it's such a great way to meet people, especially while you're single. And it also gives you money on the side to help cover for the mortgage cost. My side hustle number 4 is overtime at work. So I'm lucky enough to work in a place where I'm allowed to do 3 overtime shifts in a 4-week period. Not only do I get paid extra for these overtime shifts, but I also get paid super on the extra hours that I work, which is a double benefit. So if your work allows something like this, you can look into doing some overtime and making some money on the side. Just doing these 3 overtime shifts gives me about $2,000. And again, this is before any taxes or other expenses. And this is exactly why I tell a lot of people to work in mining, because mining is a place where you can make some really good money and you can also save a lot of the money that you make compared to any other job that you do. My side hustle number 5 is stocks and dividend investing. See, I personally really love investing in stocks because A, there's compounding annual because there's capital gains, and B, because there's dividend income. What I do is any dividend that I make from investing in stocks, I reinvest it back into stocks. This ensures that my capital keeps growing. At the same time, I don't have to pay any tax on the dividends because I've just done a dividend reinvestment plan. I personally like investing in index funds, and I also am a copycat investor. What that means is I look into the top investors in the world and what they're investing in, and I invest in exactly the same thing. For index funds, I invest in IVVASX. So this index fund covers the S&P 500 in the USA. This gives me coverage to all the stocks such as Apple, Microsoft, and all the big ones. So if you ever want to look into start investing in index funds, you can look at IVV. The cost of owning these index funds is like 0.04%, which is next to nothing. And you can compound your money at 8% a year plus the 4 to 5% dividend. So these are the side hustles I do that make me some good money. If you like this video, please feel free to hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.